Hello everyone, I'm Shankamuffin for all who don't know. In today's video, we'll be going over 5 reasons as to why you should play solo in Old School Runescape. As we all know, Old School Runescape is considered an MMO, a massive multiplayer online game. But here's some reasons as to why you may just want to stick to playing solo to go on your own path. Hopefully these reasons are good enough as to why you should be playing by yourself without anyone else involved. Whether it be players in-game you don't want to be involved with, friends you know personally, this might provide some insight as to why you should go about playing solo. You know, there's a game mode where 90% of the time you're playing by yourself. You can't trade other players, can't use Grand Exchange, and have to get every item yourself. You may have heard of this game mode, or game modes, and they're pretty popular. Ironman, Hardcore Ironman, and of course the Ultimate Ironman. Each offers a variety of different restrictions, where Ironman is the easiest of the three, and Ultimate being the most difficult. I mean, Ultimate Ironman can't bank. That's a massive restriction. Also, yes, there are some activities that Ironman can do with other people, but that's limited. Really, the only activities that you can do with other individuals are Nightmare, Theater of Blood, Chambers of Xeric, and minigames. This game mode is built for these people where they just want to do everything themselves and stick with the whole lone wolf strat, so potentially check it out. When you're playing solo, you can play whenever you want. Not having to worry about coordinating with others, not having to worry about if you're going to make it in time for an event that's going on. Either way, when you're playing solo, your time is all the time. No need to worry about time crunches and whatnot. Looking to go to bandos? You can go for it. Got a few hours to kill in the meantime? You might as well. Train at your own leisure and go about your day with the freedom that you have, not worrying about others, as well as not worrying about relying on others in order to do certain activities. Because, as we know, some of us have a very hard time in regards to doing something that is time sensitive. But, you know, to each their own. Everyone's got their own lives. Everyone's busy with their own things. We just hope that everyone respects each other's time when we're doing group activity. But since we're playing solo, we can throw that out the window because we just care about ourselves and what we're doing with our own time. When it comes to solo play, nothing is going to push your boundaries beyond what you believe you're capable of doing. Solo Corp? It's a solid 15 minutes per kill, making you only get about 4 or 5 an hour depending on how lucky you get with your special attacks. Solo Chambers? Yeah, that's challenging. Inferno? That's already solo, but still a difficult challenge. Solo Nightmare? 15 to 20 minutes with best in slot gear. Now imagine without being best in slot. Yeah, you're going to be pushing yourself to the limits as well as to your game mechanic knowledge when it comes to being a solo player. Oh, I also forgot solo Theater of Blood, because that's the thing as well. I'd assume only a few couple hundred people have been able to complete solo TOB. With everything as a solo player, tactics are different, timing is different, but it's good practice for you to become a better player overall. The mechanics are there for you to master, and once you do, boy oh boy do you feel accomplished. Which transitions into our next segment really well. As a friendly reminder guys, the easiest way to support small content creators is by subscribing, liking, and hitting that bell notification. Let's get back into the video. Being able to play as a solo player and defeating Chambers, Nightmare, Theater of Blood with only yourself and your skills is more rewarding than playing as a team. Accomplishing such tasks as a solo player will bring great satisfaction knowing that you are the individual that pulled through to victory. I firmly believe that self-satisfaction allows for you to experience an appreciation for the actions that you've performed. I like to view such challenges as comparable to a difficult task in relation to work or school, something that seems like a vast issue or a great challenge, but taking the necessary small steps and piecemealing it allows for you to overcome that obstacle that's in front of you. Once you're at the top of the mountain, you can take off that pack of emotions you've been carrying and breathe a sigh of relief, which rewards you. This allows me to bring into my 5th point as to why you should play solo in Old School Runescape. As you go beyond your journey of this account, or whatever you're doing, learning the mechanics, learning how to perform depending on what you're doing, and in this case, let's talk about like Chambers, Theater of Blood, as well as Nightmare. This is some late game actually Corp, we can include Corp on this one too. This is some late game content. This is some content that is challenging difficult to consistently perform well, difficult to have low times so you can do more per hour. So the thing is though, when you're doing these activities, when you've gone through the hardships, when you've done the research, when you've performed to your optimal level that you think is good enough, and you're rewarded with a drop, that is an accomplishment. That is a great feeling, knowing you're the one that pushed themselves to the top. You're the one that carried. You're the one that allowed for such an event to occur. You are the sole reason as to why you were rewarded with an Inquisitor Mace, with a Twisted Bow, with a Dexterous Prayer Scroll, with a Ellie. All these things that you've done were because of you, because of your accomplishments, your achievements, your perseverance, your mentality of, I can keep going, I can still improve, I can accomplish this difficult task right in front of me. And if you change your viewpoint, if you view yourself as saying, I can't do it, you won't be able to do it. But if you take the necessary steps to persevere, push through, and go for that drop of what you're wanting to go for, and it might take you a while, it might take you a couple hundred kills, it might take you a couple thousand, but at the end of the day, you've also accomplished great things in the meantime of your loot that you've acquired, just from normal drops, the vast amount of wealth that you've acquired, as well as, of course, at the end of the road, that satisfaction of getting a solo drop of that scythe that you've been wanting to go for, that Sanguine SD staff, the arcane, and that is where it pulls through. That is what you've been looking for, that is what you've been searching for, and finally, after all this time, you're able to take it and have it as your own. So maybe think about ways of how you can play solo or incorporate it into your playstyle on what you're doing. I mean, for me, I've been soloing Corp, and I'm a maxed main, and I'm doing content that, even though I've been playing this game for 5 or 6 years, I've never known about, I've never experienced, and it brings me great satisfaction knowing I can tackle one of the hardest bosses in the game and kill it. So, something to keep in mind, guys. It's mentality, change it maybe, and think of new ideas as to what you could do to further your progress on this game or further your experience to get better at what you're doing. So hopefully this is helpful. Got some new ideas, and as always, let's get into the outro. As always, thank you to our channel membership supporters, and that goes out to Z Kinzel, Avery Lee, Parth Patel, David Bell, and of course, Trekkie Tech. As for everyone else, I hope you have a wonderful day, and my name's Shankamuffin. I'm signing out. Please enjoy this outro.